Hello everyone, Jack from Gadget Factory here, and today we're going to take a look at a tutorial showing how to use PWM outputs on your Papilio FPGA boards. So let's take a quick look at the hardware that we have set up. And we've got a Papilio 1 500K board, and we've connected a button and LED wing to wing slot AL. You could tell this is wing slot AL by looking at the legend here. You can see that the dual header, that's the dual header here, in the lower right hand quadrant we have AL, so that's what we're connected to. Okay, so let's go look at the sketch, and we're going to use the PWM output that's in the robot control library. Now we have a pre-existing circuit made for use with the robot control library and the PWM. We could go ahead and make our own, but for this tutorial we're going to simplify it and we're going to use the pre-existing one. So to tap into that library in your sketch, you want to add the pound define circuit robot control library. Once you've added that into your sketch, you'll be able to click on this view circuit icon, and we can see that what we have is a ZPuino soft processor, and we've got a symbol from the robot control library, the RCL PWM symbol. It has 48 outputs and it's connected to wishbone slot 11. We see here we have 48 outputs, and these outputs, this output bus comes down here. We tap into the bus and we connect the individual PWM outputs 0 through 5, so 6 outputs, to flex pins on the Papilio pinouts. So flex pins allow you to move a pin on the fly in your code. So the other approach that we could take here is that we could have broken out however many of these 48 pins on this bus, and we could have connected them directly to one of these wing CL, or in our case wing AL through 7. We could have done that, but connecting them to the flex pins allows us to a little more freedom in our code to move them around as we see fit. Now if you're going to need more than 6, then you'll want to manually connect them, break them out and manually connect them. You'll have to make your own circuit for that. Okay, so moving on, the next section, we're defining where the LED pins exist for both the Papilio Duo and for the Papilio 1. So in our case we're concerned with the Papilio 1, which is connected to the AL wing slot. We're saying that LED 1 is connected to wing underscore AL6. So if we go back and we look at our hardware, we can see how this matches up. Okay, so if we get right over the top of this, we can see it better, but we can see on the wing that we have LED 1. It's the second pin from the top, and if we go over here we see that row A we are on pin 6, so that should match up to what we have in our sketch. So LED 1 is wing AL6. Okay, good. The next section, we're saying that LED 1 is on channel 0 of the PWM symbol, and that's if we go back here we see, well, we're going to connect that a little bit later, but we're showing that channel 0 of the PWM is connected to flex pin 0. So let's go here, and under setup is where we're going to actually see that, where we make that link. So we're mapping LED 1, we're telling PPS, which is defining the flex pin. So we're saying LED 1, which we defined up here as wing underscore DL6, is connected to flex pin 0. Okay, so that matches this right here. So flex pin 0, so then that's mapping to PWM 0. Okay, so one step we skipped over is we need to tell the robot control library which wishbone slot the PWM symbol is connected to. So if we go back and we look at our circuit, we see it's connected to wishbone slot 11. Okay, so the rest of the code is we're just defining the other 3 LED pins, how they connect to the flex pins, and then this we're just setting an initial value of the LED pins, and then finally we have just a very simple loop that goes through and it sets the PWM duty. So first off, it's going to set LED 1 to a certain value, LED 2 to a value that's 60 steps higher, and 3 120 higher, 4 180 higher. So now if we load this sketch to our board, we first need to make sure we have the correct board selected. So that's a Papilio 1500K, and then the right port selected. We click, first we need to load the circuit actually. And this is going to load the circuit that we associated here to the board. Okay, once we've done that, now we upload. So if we actually look at our camera, we should see that there's no lights blinking at this point because all we've done is we've loaded the circuit, but we haven't actually loaded the sketch yet. So let's go ahead and load the sketch. And there we go, and now we see the LEDs blinking, and it's a little hard to see, but you get the idea. It's the LEDs are blinking in the sequence we defined. So that's it. That's all it takes to use the PWM output. You can put up to 48 PWMs using the robot control library, and I hope that's helpful.